Hey guys, it's Lisa and you're watching my response video to Nicole Arbour'S video, Dear Fat People. I'm a fat person. I take full responsibility for that. I even found most of her videos on her channel funny. I definitely do agree with the people that say she's kind of a Jenna Marbles knockoff. However, it's hard to be an original in a world full of so many people. People talk about how people have twins, all over the world, and they're not even related. People look alike, people will sound alike, people will, it's just the way things work. Back to the video known as fat shaming, and I don't agree at all with this being fat shaming. Maybe I've become so desensitized to bullying that it just doesn't bother me. I've been bullied in real life. I was bullied since I was in, not kindergarten, but grade 1. I was bullied by people all the way up until maybe grade 11, early grade 12. And I became a product of my circumstances. What I mean by that is that I didn't have the easiest childhood. I lost my dad when I was 7 years old, my grandfather when I was 7 years old. I'm not saying this stuff to be a pity party either. I'm just telling you that I did become a pity party over a lot of these issues that occurred in my life. I was a little tiny bit overweight when I was younger, but not at all like what I am now. I had a high metabolism, like I must have, because I ate a lot of food even as a kid. To stuff down the feelings of having lost my dad and my grandfather so young. My mom was an alcoholic. She's a lot better now. And I had an alcoholic uncle who caused a lot of strife in our family. There was a lot of shit going down. The people my mom associated with after my dad passed away, I didn't like the situation I was in. My family members were overweight, and I always saw that. I mean, you can take this as fat shaming or whatever, but I take responsibility for being overweight. I'm not going to shame or get angry with someone for saying that, you're overweight, you should lose weight. It's true, and I'm not just submissing here. I've thought this before I was overweight. When I would look at my family members that were overweight, I guess you could say I was judging them. I just didn't understand why they had that weight. I do understand now as I'm getting older with my grandmother. She has a thyroid issue, so obviously that's going to cause weight issues, but my other family members don't have a thyroid issue, so what is the underlying issue? And why are they fat? I was embarrassed by it, and maybe this is my karma, having been embarrassed by it and now embarrassed by myself. I am plagued with this weight. I became a victim very easily. That's why I was a target of bullying for so many years. I wasn't given the proper tools to deal with the issues in my life. I guess, I don't know if it was a learned behavior. I was taught to deal with things in the way I did, and I always felt like, oh, poor me, I don't have this, I don't have that. I lost my father, I lost my grandfather, I got broken up with, I hate myself, I hate my body, constantly being my own worst enemy. Obviously, I can't go back in time. Would I change it? I guess if I could, yeah, I probably would. I seriously didn't find it offensive. I must be desensitized or something. And I know there's going to be people that are going to be offended by it. Their feathers are going to get ruffled. I guess I'm just growing up. Part of growing up is taking responsibility for your own emotions, your own feelings. I take responsibility. Why don't I do anything about it? I'm lazy, I guess, or lethargic, more so. Maybe that's making excuses. Maybe I'm still living as a product of my circumstances. My past circumstances. And, Nicole Arbour is just one person on this planet that feels the way she does. But you know what? There are a lot more people that feel that way as well. I feel that way, and I'm fat. I just don't like the way I look. I'm not the same person anymore. The only thing that looks reminiscent of what I used to is my eyes. People who knew me in high school with my old last name, when I try and add them on Facebook, they don't even know who I am anymore. That's how different I look. And maybe I'm adverse to change. Maybe I didn't appreciate what I had when I had it. And that's a greater symptom of not being present in the moment and always wanting to be something else. And I'm still there. I was thinner and I wanted to be thinner. Now I'm larger and I want to be thinner. I mean, the goal is always to be thinner, it seems. I've been binging to cope for a long time. I'd have my friends over and one of my favorite things to do is get a few dollars together, go to the store, and we would buy 5-cent candy or penny candy when they still had them, and I would binge out on candy and like sugary juices and chips, and like when my friends were done, I would eat the rest of their candy. And I did this to myself, I did it to myself. I didn't want to deal with what I was going through, and food became the recipe for, pun intended, the recipe for feeling better. I'd shove it in my mouth and I would feel better temporarily. At least that's what I tell myself and what I still tell myself. But you know what? I really do love the taste of food. Food tastes pretty darn amazing. Am I gonna get rid of comments and ratings on my video? No, I'm not. I've had a couple people say I'm fat. I used to do dancing videos. My fat would be jiggling and whatever. I'm kind of like back and forth between knowing I need to make a change and then acceptance. I don't want to accept it. I would like to be that person. One of those people that actually does something about it. Will I? See, there's just that roadblock. And that's what she's talking about. The not doing it, even though you could. I totally agree. I dislike my arms. I've got like excess fat underneath my underarms. I've got this here. I breathe less easily. I sweat profusely. Well, I kind of sweat a lot anyways, even when I wasn't as overweight. I've become lethargic, apathetic. It's a mentality that I've held on to as an identity. I want to be a good example for my daughter. I want to be the person who can help her not become a product of her circumstances, gracefully, positively, kindly. I've always felt like a thinner person trapped in this circumstance, this body. If you see fit that you like being overweight, I'm not telling you not to be. Maybe you see her as her saying, you shouldn't be, but I'm not gonna shit on you. For me, I'm shitting on myself. I want to be who I want to be. It's ridiculous that people are sitting there saying, oh, she's such a bully, but then these people that are calling her a bully are actually also bullying her. It's a cycle. I've also watched videos saying that she's an idiot. I've watched videos of people saying, I agree with her. Bullying, 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 bullying. So where does it end? It ends here for me. I just need to do it. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening wherever you are. Namaste.